Welcome learners to this short mini lesson, mini lecture on the technological complex from Lewis Mumford's Techniques and Civilization, pages 109 to 112. And the reason why I say this is short, I'm not going to have a lot of commentary on this section, but I would suggest that you go back and read those pages 109 to 112. Read those several times because really, to be honest with you, the content of that section forms the basis for 4 of the papers that you're going to need to write as we get into this. You're going to use these characteristics, and I'll explain this a little bit more at the end. But I just wanted to emphasize the fact that just because this is a short mini lecture and actually kind of really not a whole lot of content, the content that is there is going to be extremely important in completing the rest of the course. So as we look at the technological complex, Mumford divides basically the last 1,000 years into 3 intertwined and overlapping complexes called the Eotechnic, the Paleotechnic, and the Neotechnic phases. And so Mumford's basic point here is that each of these phases forms a technological complex. So you might be asking right now, what is a technological complex? And so this is where I'm going to go through, simply just go through the characteristics that form a technological complex. And then, like I said, you're going to be asked to basically take each phase, the Eotechnic phase, the Paleotechnic phase, and the Neotechnic phase, and to use these characteristics to describe those phases. So as we look, each phase originates in a definite region. So in other words, it has its start in a definite place. Now that doesn't mean that's where it has its finish, and actually, as we would see, although they originate in definite regions, they can happen. These phases happen at different times in different regions. Employs certain special raw materials and resources. Has specific means of utilizing and generating energy. Brings into existence particular types of workers. Trains these workers in particular ways. Develops certain aptitudes or skills in its workers, and discourages other aptitudes. And finally, draws upon and further develops certain aspects of the social heritage. And as I mentioned earlier, I would love to talk about each of these because I think they're just a phenomenal way to describe each of these phases. But I really don't want to give it away, so I'm going to restrain myself from doing that, and I'm going to allow basically you to describe each phase as we get into some of these assignments. So the first thing you're going to be asked to do is in the Deepening Understanding folder, there is an assignment asking you to create a graphic organizer which describes the characteristics of each phase. And you can use whatever, I shouldn't say that. You can use any type of Word document that I'm going to be able to read. I have Microsoft Word, a rich text file, something like that. But it's going to have, the point is it's going to have to be uploaded and I'm going to have to read it. You know, if you do something with some special software, let's say you have some software that creates graphic organizers, you better convert that to a PDF before you submit it to me because I'm probably not going to be able to open it up and read it if it's on a specialized software that you have. So you're going to be asked to do that, and then you're going to have to upload that to me through the assignment, which is posted in the Deepening Understanding folder. So a word of clarification with this assignment. All you're being asked to do here is to organize the information available in pages 109 and 112. And to be honest with you, outside of the Eotechnic phase, there's not a lot of information. They give a little bit of information about the other 2 phases, Paleotechnic and Neotechnic, but really, there's not a whole lot there. So don't worry and don't get nervous when you say, oh, I have a lot here for the Eotechnic and not a lot for the other 2, because that's going to be the way it is. And really, as I mentioned, a good portion of the rest of this course is going to be spent defining the three phases. Also, as usual, don't forget to go to the assessments folder and submit your answer to the essay question in the Learning Session 2 assessment. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact your instructor. Thank you for viewing this mini lecture.